Here's a hypothetical for you. What if instead of having like a lottery-based system for certain types of visas or a merit-based system, as some of the visas are designated to use, what if we just scrapped all that and we just went to a straight up, just a pay model, right? Instead of having to prove, that you're super smart or whatever, or that you win some lottery, everybody gets a certain number of visas to the different countries. What if we just sold the visas? It'd be similar to like a green card, right? Except, since we're selling it, we'll call it like a gold card, okay? We'll call it like a gold card, and we'll sell it to people. Somebody wants to come in and again, operate in this nation. They want to do it in an expedited manner. They got to pay a lot of money. I don't know, maybe like, yeah, just pick a random number. $5 million. They pay $5 million, and now they're allowed to come in the country. They get vetted, of course. It's not just like, oh, anybody with $5 million can come in, but it's expedited. They pay their $5 million, and they do their gold card application, and then days, maybe even hours later, they're admitted to the country after a full blown vetting. Do you think that we could get a lot of people to do that? Maybe even use that to, I don't know, pay down the debt? I know you're thinking, what a crazy idea. That just came out of left field. And I would tell you, no, it didn't come out of left field. It came out of the Oval Office earlier today.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a
any
minute.
requirements for that
Hang on a
gold
sec.
card? Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have $35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about.
Well, there you have it. Now, here's the thing. Prior to 2017, 2018, right around that time, I had been a free trade absolutist, basically. I did not believe in tariffs at all. I learned that President Trump's business acumen, his economic instincts, his fiscal understanding were far better than mine. And I learned to trust his financial decisions, his economic decisions. This falls under that category because had you told me about this as just a hypothetical, a real hypothetical, I would have said, oh, I'm sure there's some reason why it wouldn't work. But because this is President Trump who's proposing it, I have to keep an open mind. So I looked into the EB-5 visas that they were referring to. There's approximately 40,000 of those available every year. And the minimum investment for those is $1 million. So there's precedent, right? I mean, the idea of an EB-5 visa is that foreign investors can come in and start a business. They invest into certain whatevers, and that investment needs to be relatively sizable, $1 million. Both Trump and Lutnick mentioned that that program is flawed. There's loopholes. There's this, that, or the other. So, and I don't know much about it other than those numbers: $40,000 a year, $1 million minimum investment. Well, what Trump is talking about is basically it's $5 million, and you can come in and do what you need to do to grow your investment. And he's referring not just to businesses, people that want to invest into a business, but he's also talking about, for example, the talent search aspect of it. Would companies really be willing to pay $5 million to bring in the exact right person? Maybe. I mean, look, again, this qualifies under the category of I don't get it, but I trust Trump's instincts. And it's also one of those things where it's, you know what? If it doesn't work, what did we lose? Nothing. So I love it. This is great. Yeah, I don't see any downside to this at all. Now, maybe some of you out there want to reach out to me in the comments or reach out to me directly by going to jdrucker.com/talk, jdrucker.com/talk. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me Trump's brilliant. Tell me whatever you want to tell me. Because this particular, I keep my finger on the pulse of everything economic, right? Well, this is one where I guess I didn't have enough fingers, because this one, like I said, it didn't come out of left field. It came out of the Oval Office, but it certainly feels like a blind side as far as items that I didn't have on my bingo card for this Tuesday. Former CIA analyst Jim Rickards has built a reputation over the decades, really, of being able to read the writing on the wall and make determinations, make predictions. Some of them are going to be right around the corner. Others are going to be further down the road. But either way, he's usually right. It's very uncanny how good he is at this stuff, his latest analysis, which you can find for yourself at jdrucker.com/crisis, jdrucker.com/crisis. His latest analysis surrounds President Trump's tariffs. Now, they have been, in my humble opinion, wildly successful so far. They've been able to make certain things happen that I think a lot of people didn't think were possible. And of course, they have a dramatic potential revenue generating effect for the United States of America. But with that said, there are certain risks, certain challenges, and it's not just going to come from China or Canada or Mexico or Colombia or wherever. According to Rickards, he thinks that the biggest threat sits right in the heart of New York City. Crazy stuff. And he thinks that there are things that we need to do as American citizens to prepare, because things are already in motion. According to Rickards, this next major event, which will happen, according to his prediction, between now and April 11th, 2025, something that we should pay attention to. So go and check out his latest prediction, jdrucker.com/crisis. See if there's something there for you to gain from and to potentially prepare for, because the world is changing. For us, it seems as if it's changing very much for the better. But there are going to be certain challenges, certain risks. And I think being prepared for those challenges, being prepared for those risks, that's the difference between thriving or just making it by.